Finishing powder is great to set your makeup, but do you know that there's even more uses than just simply setting your foundation? In today's video, I will show them to you. Hi everyone and welcome to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel. My name is Orphia and in today's video I will be talking about the D-End setting powder by Notoriously Morbid and explain to you why I love it so much and what you can do with it, because there is more than one use to this product. Before we get into the actual details of how you can use this product, I want to first tell you what this product is. Now, D-End finishing powder, as the name says it, is a finishing powder for your makeup. This is a translucent mattifying powder that you can apply to your face after you're done applying makeup. For example, the way I used it today is after applying foundation to set everything. After that, I will contour, apply highlight, etc. But did you know that there are more uses for translucent powders? D-End finishing powder is a translucent, lightweight powder to finish your look. The first use of the finishing powder is the use that most people do with this product. It is applying it after you put on your foundation and your concealer to set everything in place. But there are other uses that I personally also do. For example, if you work with a eyeshadow base and you don't feel like applying a colored powder, so a color that is close to your skin tone, but if you don't have any eyeshadows that match, then you can use this translucent powder to set your primer, and it works perfectly. Use number 3 is to blend out your contour. And the main reason that I mention this in this video is because I do heavily contour my face, and sometimes even a little bit too much. So you can see that I contour here, but some days I tend to be a little bit heavy-handed and apply a little bit too much. Instead of having to wipe off all of my makeup, the other thing that you could do is take a little bit of D-End setting powder onto a big fluffy brush, go over it and blend out your contour with it. It softens it up immediately. Use number 4 is actually the same, but then for highlight. You can soften out your highlight if you've applied too much by using the finishing powder. It is the same use as you would with a heavy contour. You just take a fluffy brush, apply some of the setting powder over where you've applied the highlighter, and you blend it in to soften up the highlight. Now, the 5th use is something that I personally do quite often, and it is to set lipsticks or to mattify lipsticks. Now, I especially do this with actual bullet lipsticks, so cream formula lipsticks, and less with lipsticks like the one I'm using today, which is a Mystic Matte by Notoriously Morbid. What does this do? It ensures that the lipstick is more matte than a gloss finish, which is what I personally really love, and it also helps the lipstick to stay in place for even longer. It also prevents it from feathering out. So if, for example, you have a liquid lipstick that you use and you know that after a little bit of time it starts bleeding around the edges, which isn't uncommon for liquid lipsticks to sometimes do, then you can actually prevent this by applying the finishing powder over your lipstick. Now, for this, I would recommend using a separate brush than you would regularly use for the setting powder. Just tap it on, or even use a tissue paper, apply that over your lips and then swipe over that with your brush. You want to prevent getting lipstick on the brush because it's very difficult to get out. So that's the main reason why I take a tissue paper, tear it apart, use only one layer on my lips and then gently sweep over it with the setting powder. Because it's such a fine loose powder, it will go through the piece of paper that you're holding up and it will mattify your lipsticks. Finally, the last use that I will talk about in this video is to blend out eyeshadows. Some of the Notoriously Morbid eyeshadows are super gorgeous and super pigmented, but you might not always have the perfect shade to blend them out and to soften them. And that is where the End finishing powder comes in very handy. You can just use this on a soft blending brush, go over the edges of your makeup and soften out your look. Because this is a translucent powder, it will not give any other sheen or other hue to your makeup and just make it very soft, very smoky and blend it out perfectly. I'm curious to see if you knew about all of these uses of the D-End finishing powder. And of course, if you have any other recommendations for it, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I want to also quickly mention that all of the Notoriously Morbid products are cruelty-free. Notoriously Morbid never tests on animals. The people at Notoriously Morbid actually test the products. So if you order a product from Notoriously Morbid, you know that Carrie, the owner of Notoriously Morbid, and her team have been actively testing and perfecting testing the products. And on top of that, most of the Notoriously Morbid products are completely vegan as well. However, if you have any questions about a product, if you want to know specific product information, go to the Notoriously Morbid website where everything is clearly mentioned for each and every product, including the ingredients that are used. As mentioned, in the description box you can find the link to the Notoriously Morbid website. I will directly be linking you to the D-End setting powder, and you can find all of the information about the products on their specific pages. Should you still have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me in the comments of this video or contact the customer service by Notoriously Morbid. And of course, I will be including their email address in the description box of this video as well. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel for weekly videos by your favorite darkly inclined makeup brand. I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!